Howdy lovelies, how are you all doing? Welcome back to our crafting, where we learn, grow and craft together. In today's craft session for the Wednesday randoms, I think we should make an ephemera holder of some sort. Now, as always, these things are unplanned. I have absolutely no idea where I want to go with this, what paper I want to use. I just know I've got quite a bit of little bits and pieces on my desk that needs to be worked off and changed into something. I recently discovered quite a few little bits that I've bought somewhere along the line, and I would love to incorporate those. I've got a few sheets of paper here that are not related. Let's look at them quickly. There's 4 with this piece. These ones are cardstock, but no background. This is double-sided. This is single-sided, but it's very flimsy. A bit bigger than 6 by 6. This is a bit smaller than 6 by 6. Let's measure this quickly and see what is the size of this. Also just a little bit short of 6 by 6. Not all the paperbacks are standard sizes. This I've used before, and this was left. So I'm thinking of using this on one of these, maybe. And I would have loved to have that on the inside. So will this fit even? Yeah, I guess that will fit. That might just fit perfectly well. All right, we might start with that. Let's see where this is taking us. I'm going to just take this one. No directionality to this paper, so I'm going to just fold it lengthwise. Just make sure it's flush, otherwise corner to corner. And then use my bone folder and just fold that. So we're going to glue this far down on here. Might just be a little bit. Seems okay. Seems as if it was made for this project though. You have the vintage feel of it. We can add a little bit to it. Maybe put a little vertical pocket here. I don't know. I really don't know as yet what I want to do with this. Other than an ephemera holder. Just want to put glue right to the edge. Let's attach this. Glue sticks still give us a little bit more leeway. There's a tiny bit of an overhang, but we can quickly fix that. And of course we will ink the edges, just this inside as well. And a bit at the bottom. Just little hair widths of paper overhanging there. And salt. Right, so now we have this one. We will ink the edges. We need vintage photo. You know by now I love using vintage photo. Sometimes I need a little bit darker, and I might use walnut stain or brown espresso to ink this. It's thinner there, so it sounds a little bit as if I want to tear this little ephemera holder. There we go. Now for the inside, we might just do something there. Good. I don't know yet. This one, this can be very simple, straightforward. So 7.5 about on there. That's about 7.5. So we're going to take another piece of cardstock. Let me see if I've got some here. I should. This is a bit wider. Just so that we can make a little. I was almost happy, but then I realized it's a tag. I don't want to particularly use the tag though. You know what? I just have another idea. See how these things evolve like into ticks. I'm going to cut a piece from here. But now this needs to be 7.5, so I'm going to cut this a little bit longer so that it's got the lip there, so I automatically have the fold over for this. But I've got a plan in my head. Craft knife, and I will need the liquid glue, so I'll just turn it on its side so it's easier to run out. Going to do that till thereabout. Let me just feel where this is. Is that enough? I guess so. Perfect. Perfecto. Then need the bone folder. We need to, should be easy, let's see. I won't be able to glue all that down, so what I need to do is put glue there and there, because I want to make it a pocket. And then we will add some more pockets on this side, on the inside, and maybe one this side. Don't know yet, we will see shortly. So a thin slather of glue. I might be out of view for you at the bottom. Don't put glue here, it needs to stay open. And yes, I have ruined projects before, so that's why I know which side to glue things down. And we'll fix the other side just now. So for this one, we now need to put this, line it up nicely to there. And we will just wipe the bits. Oh, look at that, I now smeared it. That's a pity, because now there will be glue everywhere. Really a pity. Such a pity. I hope that's not now going to affect our pocket. Doesn't look like it though. And then I'm going to try and fold this over so I can see where to add more glue. Let me just take that baby wipe out of the view. And bend this, guide it over so that it can fold on itself. And there we have that. Just wipe the extra glue off there. And then I'll just clip it with a bulldog clip to give you that moment. And it should still be open from here. Like this tag will then easily fit in. We'll just have to trim it off a tiny little bit, not a train smash, because remember I moved it and there were glue all over it. So we've got a pocket now. We could have just folded it in a bit so that it is a bit sturdier here. But there we have that pocket. And then we can add the others here. I just want to trim this tiny overhang off from the flap in front, which will be our pocket there. Oh, and I got into the project now. So I'm going to ink the edges, and I should have inked this one also before the time, but we'll do that. On the folds, at the bottom, so that we can hide that white core, the top as well, and all the sides of this. The side. It just looks so much better if the white core is hidden, especially on vintage inspired pieces. Right, so we have that. So the pocket is halfway done. Now for this one, we can add a pocket there if you want to. That will be easy, and then we can add a few more this side with some other vintage inspired paper. So now we just have to get the tag covered. And this inside, let's see if this is going flat after the glue has dried. There's now 3 layers of paper there, so it is kind of thick. I like the look of that, the brown with a bit of green on the inside. This feels a pity as if it's lifting up. Maybe it is lifting up. So that will be the bucket. That's attached. This is the bucket though. Let me just gauge it open a bit, see how far, what's happening, as I had put a bit of glue when I moved it. This tag would have fitted in perfectly well if I didn't glue that down. Now you could have used washi tape. I don't like the look of the washi tape on the sides. I don't mind it in the middle centers of things, but definitely not on the edge of the project. That's just me. You do you. Could be a sentiment. When I get around to it again, I'll just also slice a little bit off the other side, just so that we know it fits in nicely. And then we will cover it. This can easily be a tab. We just grab our little card. Do we want that one? Or this one? It is that already, so I guess it will have to be that one. Can't make up my mind though. We'll just snip that off. Flip it over. You could have used that, but just line it up top and side and cut it from this side. And there you have your tag adjusted, and it should now fit inside. Still sticking out a little bit, just a little bit, so it can be like a hidden tag that is in there. Perfect journal spot. All right, we'll work on that one now. Let's get started with this. Now for this one, it's 50 centimeters high, so I just want to get this cut on the line, just line it up. Not completely 7.5, I just want it short of 7.5. And this will be used for another project or to cover our tag, we will see still. So I want to use 3 pockets. Let me just check, this is a bit longer. All right, a little bit longer than the original. I'll just cut 5 centimeter little blocks, which will then become the pockets. And do you know how many times when I do cut it, I move it, and then I ruin my project? That can be kept for another little project. I just need to grab the circular punch. So I'm going to just half one of these so I can see where that is, line it up, and then I'm going to punch all 3 at the same time using my circular punch, just making a little notch. Now to ink these, I better close the glue for the time being. Inking this up, and then we will attach that. People ask me often, why do you ink everything that you add? It rounds your project off so nicely. And once you start, you will see the difference. Let me show you. If I put this on the stab just to show you, that just looks as if it is now well-rounded, worked off nicely. Somebody spent some time on it, opposed to that. Nothing wrong with that, but this just looks so much better to me. And yes, I use a lighter printed paper than what I used for the inside, so that these can actually stand out a little bit and have a bit of contrast there. Contrast is always good to add interest to any project, and it just looks a little bit different than having everything so dark on it. So the contrasting prints actually helps to liven up a project. So there we have those. Now we will work on the tag just in a second. Closing this up and going to bring this closer. Now for this, we did cut it a little bit smaller than that, so I will be adding that like that to the project in that manner, and then just glue on the bottom 3 ends. We can actually slot something in, so let's go ahead and do that. Remember, just a tiny bit of glue. Yes, a fine tip nozzle would be best. Sometimes I forget to close this glue, and it also sets in the nozzle. You can unscrew it, clean it up, and wash it out if you need to. Too much glue, so it's going a little bit slower. And there we have it. So going to start with the bottom one, and I just need to keep the baby wipe close by, which is by now dry, but I do use it till they basically fall apart. Not too close to the fold, otherwise there will be too much bulk on that bend. Don't move it, don't move it. Now for the next one. There's a tremendous amount of noise in the street today. I have no idea what is going on. Just there. A little bit away from the edge on both sides. That's why I didn't cut it at exactly 7.5 centimeters. Just that tiny little bit of leeway. Last one. Just touch it there. And we can still fold that over nicely. So our little pockets on the side have been attached, and there is a pocket. I just want to add another one here, just because we can maybe even use this one as another little pocket. So ink that up. It's an easy one. I'm thinking maybe I want to just give this a little bit of interest. Let's use that one before we ink it up. want to go a little bit darker than I already did. And now to attach this to there, just a little bit of glue on either end, down the side. Now attach this to the side, and Bob's my uncle. There is our ephemera holder almost done. We can now add some goodies if you have some, or we can make that tag still that I want to add in this hidden pocket. There we have that. Now I feel that this needs to be darker as well, and maybe that one. In the middle. This is that little part that is actually open from the front. So we can now work on our tag to cover that, and maybe we can use this as our inspiration. I kind of like that, which is from the other side of the paper. What I'm going to do is a little bit of, it's a bit unorthodox because I want the script to be on there. So I'm going to slice this off. Okay, it is what it is, I've done it. And then I'll glue it from this side. And then just trim the tiny little bit of overhang off on that part. So, glue stick. Maybe the side that has got a little bit more inking on it. We can hide that imperfections. A little bit of the tag is hanging over as I didn't place that properly. And then on this side, a bit of the paper overhang, and let's just trim this side. So there we have that tag. Of course, we will ink it. I'm just thinking maybe I want to cover this at the back as well. Just covering this now with some paper. I see there's a bit of overhang here at the bottom too, which I missed earlier. Not much. There we go, just that tiny bit. Then we'll cover it from the top and then just do something at the bottom there. Look at that spider web that the glue is pulling. So for this, we'll just trim the edge. And then at the bottom, we will just maybe add a bit of that paper that we had just trimmed away from the front. So we have that, but we have this tiny little bit at the bottom. Now we can do two things. Either, if this fits, it's just too short, like we can. I have another piece here, and I think I will use that. But now this, there we go. We'll just trim that at a straight line. Is it just my eyes or does that? And that looks wider. I'm going to just do that so that I can cut it straight. It will truly work on my nose if I do not fix it. Now this will not all fit in there, but we will I want to put off that to go a little bit up, and need to put it down. I see too much white. And then we will trim the ends. So that is a nice little trick for you to know how you can stretch your paper if your paper is just too short to cover your project completely. Now I just want my hand. So there we have that, and I just want to put a bit of glue at the end, as I didn't put glue that side and also on this side. So there we have that, and of course we will be inking this. So that can be a nice piece of hidden journaling if you so wish. add a filter to it, anything. You can literally do with this as you please. Just need to close the glue for a second. So there we have that. And it should fit into our pocket now. It does add a bit of bulk because it's quite thick with the cardstock, and it is showing. So you can glue this down in a journal if you so wish, on two sides, or on this side, that side, and the bottom, so that can also be a pocket, or on this side. You can add something there, in there, and then of course we have this part. Now for this, let's add a few little things. Do I have anything that I can quickly just add? I just want to check if these pockets are open. Just make sure that they can receive some cards. You can add another tag in here if you so wish on the front, and then maybe a few little things on the side. So let's see. I've got these little Infamous box. Let's see what is there that I like in here. I'll do that one, and we'll glue it down on some cardstock. I just want to see what I can grab that I truly like in here. Of course, there's mushrooms. I love mushrooms. That one is kind of cute. And let's do another, if we can find one. There's some that really looks as if it is vellum type black paper. Let's do that. That one truly looks like vellum. So I'm going to use some cardstock that I salvaged from a book. Will this shine through? No, it actually won't. So going to just glue this down onto this cardstock. Repurposed cardstock. It's from an old copybook in school. Just use your bone folder and burnish that. That way you know it actually glues down properly. If it doesn't, then you know there's no glue on those ends. So there you have that one. Next one. And we will turn this into tickets, or looking like tickets, just with a simple punch. Again, burnish it. And if it lifts like there, just put a bit of TLC. It needs a bit of glue. And the last one, let's see if that will fit in there. Not quite, so we will just turn it and place it in the corner so that we can make quick tickets for this little ephemera holder. And I've got this lump of glue now. Let's just put that one flush in the corner. It saves time to cut it. So with this one, and a little bit there, we will first punch it and then we will ink it just to round it off. And this one we'll just cut on two sides as it's flush on the other. So going to take this little punch. There's the ticket one. So punch it for a very quick little ephemera piece. And if you, like me, lazy, you can add two pieces on top of each other because it's not too thick, and punch it at one time for quicker results. And now the final touch. Of course, a bit of inking on the edges. And this time I can't say we need to hide the white core because it's cardstock. Well, basically cardstock. And it's already brown. But it just rounds off the project so much easier. And the last little one, deepening that color. Here we go. And going to include that in our pocket here. Maybe start with that one on top. We'll show a bit, but that's the beauty of it. Don't have to be shy for your work. Let's add maybe a postage stamp in there. That's a true postage stamp. Maybe some tickets just to round this off. Something that's different color maybe. And we need something this side too. For that you can use all kinds. Do I have something that I can include here quickly just to finalize this? Let's put that there. And there we have it, our little thing. We can even turn this, have that there, little tag in front, the hidden tag at the back, and there is our ephemera holder for today. In the last tips and tricks session, I had shown you how to make gift card holders in a very simple way, and this is just a build up on that. Hope it inspires you to try something for yourself, and if you do, please tag Wawa Crafting on social media. If you want to see more content like this, give me a thumbs up. And as always, I'll appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel too. Share this video if you want to be very, very kind to me. And if you haven't done so yet, please hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload new content. See you back soon. Goodbye.